Alright, so first things first, let's equip people better. Yeah, no way. You know what, we won't really be killing beasts anymore, though. Wait, I can't... Oh, I don't have the dex for it. Never mind, I'll just hang on to that, then. Then let's take this, because we're really not going to be killing beasts anymore. Not for a little bit. We'll put the fire arrows on. What am I wearing? Leather helm rough. Why am I wearing that? 1.75, 150. Yeah, why the hell am I wearing a rough helmet? I don't remember most of this. I'm wearing leather armor reinforced, leather armor inscribed, Dalish armor. No, okay. Hell yes, okay. It's pretty nice. Still hanging on to the Juggernaut stuff. I don't want any of that. And I got some gifts. And some stuff to sell. Alright, Alistair. You're up next, my love. I don't think I have any weapons that can even come close to you, except for maybe Nug Crusher. But I want to give Nug Crusher to Oghren. Yeah, God, Merrick's blade is so good. And you should have your father's blade. Helm of Honleith. He can't wear Kaelin's helm yet. He can't wear Kaelin's stuff. Those are medium. He is wearing heavy armor. Templar. Oh, wow. The Templar armor is really good. Well, hang on. Even though these are medium, they require more strength. So let's actually swap those out for you. Oh, you can wield Kaelin's shield now. +1 armor. You should... Oh, what are you wielding right now? Eamon's shield. Yeah, we'll give you Kaelin's. Wynne! Wynne, my girl Wynne. Okay. I don't want you to have those. Ashen Gloves and Scribe. Those we're gonna give to Morrigan, so we'll hang on to those. And you can't wield that staff yet. Where is it? There it is. Yes, we're waiting on that for you. Oh no, we should wait on that for Morrigan. Because of the cold. Because Morrigan does a lot of cold. Zev. Alright. 520. Oh my god. Yeah, you're killing this. You don't need any of that. Alright. Yeah, that's better than what I'm wearing. Why are you wearing that? Dalish gloves. He should keep the Dalish gloves because they're a gift. Yeah, and he's wearing the best that I can give him for that right now. Commander. Commander's fine. Shale. I don't think I have anything else for Shale, so that's fine. Leliana. I have her doing crossbow, so we're sitting on that for her. She's wearing a hardened leather helm. She should wear that instead. And she should wear this instead. And that's all that she can wear for now, because I want her to keep the ugly boots. They're great. Morrigan, Morrigan. Plus 20% cold damage? Yeah. For sure. You can do Winter's Breath. So yes, you're definitely going to do that. And then that also gives cold damage. You're going to be a cold machine. Yeah, she's equipped with something better. Ooh, you can wear the Juggernaut stuff. You can wear the Juggernaut stuff. Fuck yes, dude. Alright. I don't want you to wear Kaylin stuff, though. Juggernaut plate gloves. Juggernaut plate boots. Juggernaut plate armor. Nice. Oh, he can wear the Blood Dragon plate too. But I actually think that's going to be better. And then it's back to me. Alright, so we have some gifts. Golden Scythe, Fancy Scroll, Sunblood Bin, Silver Medallion. Alright, so I think that Wynne gets the Fancy Scroll.
Oh, marvelous.
And Morrigan gets the Silver Medallion. And all the rest is alcohol.
Fine gift. You have my thanks.
So we're sitting on that for Ogren. Fuck yes, okay. Let's run around and talk to everybody.
What say you?
Do you stare at everyone like that?
Not everyone, but a beautiful woman like yourself. Why not? I'm sure you draw many stares from men and even other women. Does this bother you?
I'm with Alistair, so it does actually.
Then I shall stop. Please accept my apologies. Now that that is out of the way, shall we move on? With my eyes fastened elsewhere, I assure you.
Ah, oh well.
What say you?
Can you answer some questions?
By all means.
What's your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish, other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter, and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Saffron, that's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
I'm so sorry for you, Zevran.
That's very kind of you to say, but it is not necessary. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
Has there been no joy in your life at all?
Oh, there has been plenty. To tell the truth, it is because I expected nothing more. Still, even I eventually thought that it would be better for me if I ran off to join the famous Dalish when one of their clans drew near Antiva city. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
I already gave you the Dalish gloves, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, I did. Those were a gift.
What's on your mind?
Why did the spirit choose to help you?
I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there.
What about demons?
I could sense the demons, too, and their presence frightened me. It was the kindly spirits of the Fade that took the fear from me. I've always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched.
Do spirits watch people like that?
I suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word.
You're very lucky.
There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them.
I suppose it felt it wasn't your time yet.
I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me.
I'm glad you think traveling with me is worthy of your time.
I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare her for the task that is yet before her. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger wagging.
That will be something to see indeed.
You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help. What's on your mind?
Is there something we can do to cure you?
Cure me? What, am I sick now?
You're a little dead.
Even you know that you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it. Ah, child, your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
You're not afraid?
People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with things that do not matter. When the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But why should you fear death if you are happy with the life you have led? If you can look back on everything and say, yes, I am content, it is enough.
Are you content?
I think I've led a good life, a full life, and I, for one, am not afraid of death, whatever it may bring. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see, won't we? What's on your mind?
Do you have any regrets at all?
I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life, made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
Tell me, it might make you feel better.
Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority.
But the mages treat elves and humans alike.
All he knew of the humans was what he had seen in the alienage. He was very wary of us. What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home. Time to emerge from his shell, so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He is a mage, I thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him, too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential, just to be difficult.
Was he talented?
Oh, very much so. Sometimes I would catch him practicing on his own, but if I asked him to show me what he could do, he would freeze up or fumble terribly. You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground. You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him.
What happened to Anarin?
Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
Why didn't they just bring him back to the tower?
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
It's not your fault, Wynne.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed Anarin. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
Maybe he did find the Dalish.
The Templars are well trained and thorough. That he still lives, it would be a vain hope. The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student.
See, there is a bright side. Or then maybe his... No, that's... Neither one of these are good.
And there it is. My story, my one greatest regret.
New quest! Shit, okay. Liliana?
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death, or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
That is comforting.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
Oh no. Okay, that was pointless. Thank you.
It is a curious thing. I do not know how else to describe it.
What, is something wrong?
No, nothing is wrong. It is a little embarrassing to admit, in fact. I am reminded of our first meeting in the wilds. I had been in animal form for some time, watching your progress. I was intrigued to see such a formidable woman, obviously more potent than the men she traveled with. Yet I resented it when Flemeth assigned me to travel with you. I assumed that, at best, you would drive me from your company as soon as we left the wilds.
Why would I do that?
I am aware that I have little talent for forming friendships, to put it lightly. 'Tis something I know nothing of, nor ever thought I needed. Yet when I discovered Flemeth's plans, you did not abandon me. Whatever your reasons, you fought what must have been a terrible battle without hope of real reward.
I did it because I need you here.
The extent of my usefulness does not explain the interest and kindness you have shown since the wilds. You could as easily have ignored me entirely, yet you did not. You will need to forgive me for speaking so awkwardly, but do you suppose that we have become friends, you and I? I have nothing to compare it to.
I would certainly hope so.
Indeed. Remarkable. Of all the things I could have imagined would have resulted when Flemeth told me to go with you, the very last would have been that I would find in you a friend, perhaps even a sister. I want you to know that while I may not always prove worthy of your friendship, I will always value it. But enough of such idle talk. There are more useful things to be done, surely. What comes, my friend?
To ask you
So, full of questions, are you?
So Flump is dead. What now?
Now I have enough time to study Mother's grimoire to find a way to prevent her from stealing my body in the future. For she will be back. One day, I have no doubt of that. And if I cannot protect myself, one day I will track her down again in whatever body she inhabits, and she will die again and again if need be. But there is no need to think of such things now. I have you to thank for saving me, so let us return to the task of dealing with the Darkspawn, no?
You know you can always rely on me, right?
Too much could happen in days to come to make such promises. Yet I am grateful. Let us go. There is much to be done before... There is still much to be done.
Excellent. Okay.
Enchantment?
Enchantment.
Enchantment!
Journeyman. Okay. Expert. Master. Okay. Journeyman. 2 fire damage for sure. Yeah, we'll give him that. Perfect, great.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please.
I want your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased.
Quests. Gotta do Wynne's Regret too, alright. 10 bundles of deep mushrooms. Slay the Cabal of Maleficarum. Have I done that? Okay. Wait, what? I've recovered 3 items hidden in the forest by the Tevinter Mage. 1 item remains to be found. Hold the phone. And deep mushrooms. Well, I'm going back to the Dalish anyway.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this I'm sure you'll be pleased.